Hello and welcome to a not so awesome review. And today's video is going to be short and simple, as you can kind of probably already tell by the fact that I don't even have my regular background right now. Maybe I'll show that in a future video, kind of my setup. But anyways, I just wanted to give an update on the Megazord. I did the Build-A-Figure review last week, and I mentioned that I was going to try and repaint it to make it look a little bit better, and I did that. Now, I'm going to start off by saying it's not the best repaint in the world. I'm not great at the whole painting aspect, but at least in my opinion, I will say that it does look a lot better than it did before. You know, like I said, it's not the best repaint in the world. My hand isn't steady enough to get like straight lines and things, but you can kind of already see just by looking at it here. I got most of the Blue Ranger's Megazord painted. I have the sides here painted. I got the rest of the white around there, the white around his eyes, the white in the front of his mouth, I guess. And most of the work you'll notice is probably from the Yellow Ranger's Megazord, the Saber-Tooth Tiger, because that thing was really just straight out plain and kind of sucked. I mean, it was the weakest looking one. It felt like they really didn't put any effort into it, which kind of sucks. I mean, all the detail was there, just very minimal paint. Before I get to any of that, and I do have the camera in kind of an awkward thing, I don't have my actual tripod right now, but as you can see, I did black out this area, which is supposed to be blacked out, the lines are, and it does look a lot better than it being completely gray. Probably could go for a second wash with it, because the side of it didn't really stick that well. And if anyone's wondering what I did to get that done, I used some of this ink, super black acrylic ink, I guess you could call it. Got it at Michael's a while ago. It's basically very thinned out acrylic paint. The only issue is that it's really sticky, so if you plan on getting it, I don't think it was too much money, but just know that it is really sticky. But it's basically a black wash, which is why I got it, and I've used it for a few things like Gundams and stuff, and it works out really well, especially if you let it set and dry if it's like in a pool. So there's that. I painted the little triangles blue like they're supposed to be, and I did paint the red lines on the hand, and I painted the yellow on the undersides, which you can kind of tell didn't come out that great. See if I can get the light in here a little bit better. Yeah, you can tell it's not the straightest paint job or nothing, but it does look a lot better with the red, especially. You know, if you just want to paint the red lines on the outside, go for it. I did use a mixture of acrylic paint, which was the yellow, because it's the only color yellow that matched that I had. The red, I used some Model Masters, as you can see here. This is Chrysler Engine Red, though I didn't realize I had a red Sharpie, or I probably would have just used a red Sharpie, to be honest. I don't know, the red Sharpie, I feel like you have to go over a few times. If not, you get kind of streaks and stuff. It doesn't look great. The paint is better, but the Sharpie is a lot easier to manage. And let's start off with the Blue Ranger, and you can see the eyes aren't perfect. I probably need to go over it one more time with the white. This is enamel white again. But I did go and follow kind of the molding around the sides here, so to match the white like it's supposed to be on the show. Did it same in the front here. You can tell I kind of went over a little bit. It's not that big of a deal because I can kind of chip it away with my fingernail if I wanted to. So there is that. The silver instead of white, because these are supposed to be silver, so that looks good. And then the black on right here was a Sharpie. Same with the black here, and this was that acrylic wash that I showed a second ago. Over here, I kind of got out of the line. I put a little bit too much white, but you can see I painted it black with the Sharpie, then went over it again with the acrylic white on that side. And on this side, I painted the kind of cracks here black. They didn't come out the best. If I had black acrylic paint, I probably would use that instead, but I don't at the moment. Not acrylic, black enamel paint. I went over this with the same enamel silver as the horns. So, you know, you can see I did it on both sides. The side came out a little bit cleaner. And yeah, it overall does bring out the detail a little bit more. It's a little bit more screen accurate. Like I said, it's not the best job, but I'm just showing you guys what you can do. I'm sure somebody else can get this looking perfect. If you want to take it to the extreme, you could even spray paint the entire thing a nicer blue. Not that there's a problem with it, but you know, if you went over it with a different blue, it could look a little bit less plasticky. Go over this with the same enamel silver, I think it would look really nice, but then I'd have to go over basically all the silver parts, and I'm not confident it's gonna look good if I do it. I'm sure somebody else could do it really well, not me. So there is that. Here I did add the black lines on the sign in the middle right there. There should be white in between the black, but kind of don't trust myself in getting that perfect, so I didn't do it. The mouth, I want to get a little bit more black, but I'm going to wait until I get paint. I painted the nose black, and just by itself, that actually makes a pretty big difference, because it was pretty plain. I used the same silver kind of all the way through here to these little round things on both ends. You can see I did use the red on here, white outline around it. It's not perfect, but you know, it works. Black Sharpie on the wheel part, I kind of just popped it off and did a little bit of it. I didn't go through it all the way. And then here, painted it white first, then did the red with the Sharpie, and then the black there. Added the silver here, silver dots here, and then black around with the Sharpie. Did that on both ends, and got black right there. And the wash didn't come out perfect on this one. That's actually my fault, so I'm going to end up having to do that again. But overall, I do like it. Here's a close-up of just this part. Just this on its own honestly helps a lot, in my opinion. Like I said, I didn't get it all the way through, so I'm going to have to go over it one more time. And I'll say this, acrylic is better if you mess up. It's water-based, it's easier to wash off. Enamel, not so much. It's a lot harder to, I wouldn't say impossible, but nearly impossible. You can scratch it off in most cases, and you can get it off if it's still kind of drying. But you want to be careful, because you could just spread it and then kind of stain it. So definitely be careful when doing that. I didn't thin any of the paint. Probably should have, but I don't have enough thinner left to spare. And yeah, I think it came out pretty good in my opinion. Forgot to mention, I did add the black lines right here. The Sharpie was pretty easy to scratch off again, in case I went over. It wasn't, you know, super easy, but it was pretty easy. Oh, lasting silver added right there. Kind of just went online and searched pictures of the Megazord. I would say your best bet is to find a picture of the Legacy Megazord and kind of go off the paint pattern on that, because I did see some weird paint patterns that had like squares and stuff, but from what I can tell in the show, this is what it looked like. And obviously the molding is there, so went with that. Some the molding has this a different color, if I'm remembering right. I think it's blue. I went with black because it's what I saw. So, you know, it's really depending on you. You can get most of the paint at like Michael's and stuff, especially the enamel and the ink. The acrylic I even bought at Michael's with a 50% coupon. I was using the Aztec airbrush paint, which is honestly really good, even just using a regular brush. So yeah, that is basically that. Don't really have anything else to say. I'm going to add some pictures here in the end for you guys can see a few comparisons and stuff, and let me know what you think. And if you guys give it a try, you know, I don't know, I would say tweet me. Twitter's below, so I could see what you guys did. I mean, like I said, somebody who's a little bit better with their paint brushes and stuff could do a much better job, make this Megazord look really good, because the detail is there. It's just, you know, waiting to be let out. I will do probably the Ninja Megazord at some point, the Ninja Storm Megazord, if I ever get the rest of the pieces for it. Even the Astro Mega Ship, I'll probably do that when I get the rest of those pieces. The only thing I want to say I didn't paint was on the opposite end. I didn't do those, and honestly, it's going to be facing front from when I display it, so I don't really care as much. So, yeah, but anyways, that's my little update video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.